Hey traders, John Howell here. Welcome to another market update for us. I'm going to go through a lot of different things today, guys. Markets, obviously mining stocks, gold, silver. Might look at Bitcoin as well too. Different stocks as well too, guys. So bit of a strong update for you to get ready for the week ahead. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so see that trading course on the screen right now? I'm giving away free membership access to that. So that second link in the description, make sure you click on that. You can get free membership access to that course there. So let's actually start off with the good old S&P 500. So what the S&P 500 is doing right now is we can see it's actually had a nice, an okay leg to the upside. And we can see that, that as of Friday, there wasn't really much of a follow through Friday from here. And the one thing I'm noticing right now is just the last time in the last sort of 6 months, if we have a look at, if we actually have a look at how far it is away from the moving average from there to there, see that was sort of like the maximum distance away from the moving average. That means it's actually done, we're now into what we're into the overbought territory, right? So if we use the moving average where we are now, from there to there, we're not quite there yet, right? So the last time we end up getting that far away, right, that was the max distance away from the moving average before we actually started to get there. So we're not there, we're not quite there yet, but if we had a little bit more upside, then that could be getting very, very close to the overbought signal. So that's the first thing I'm noticing there on the daily charts. But when I dig a bit deeper into the S&P 500, we start to see certain things happening right now. So firstly, on the hourly charts, what we're seeing is we're starting to see a level of that level of support and resistance going on through there. So we had a lot of resistance, and you can see it's actually found a lot of support where we are right now. We need to hold this level of support. So if it doesn't hold that level of support, right, that level through there, this is the hourly chart. So if it doesn't hold that level, then we go back to our 15-minute chart. If we don't hold this level, then we could make a move back down towards this level down through to here, right? Because what has this done now? This has now had a breakout. The breakout that we actually had here on the 15-minute chart, this actually should be a true breakout. We should get a low. This should be now another higher low if the buyers are going to continue up, right? Higher low and away we go. Is that what's going to happen? Or scenario number 2 is that we actually break down out of this whole resistance level here. That makes this whole thing a one big massive false breakout to the upside, and then we start to see a movement on the downside going down through to 4,265. So they're the different scenarios I'm looking at right now. If this is a true breakout, right, and it can still be, if this is a true breakout and it's a strong breakout, then we should at least be getting what? We should be at least getting this higher low, and we should get now another higher low here. Away we go, away we go. Or is this now creating this lower high? And if we break this low through here, then we should see at least a move back down towards that level through there. Again, this is a 15-minute chart, guys. So this is for your intraday traders, right? For you guys that trade the 5-minute charts and 15-minute charts and so on and so forth, there could be something there setting up when it comes to your system, the way that you see things from there. So that's the first thing I'm looking at through there, from that level through there. Let's go look at the Dow Jones now. And the Dow Jones still is at this whole massive area of resistance. We are getting a slow grind to the upside, but we're still, look at this here, we're still at this whole area of bunch resistance here. We don't have any true strong trend on this chart here. No real true strong trend. If I start to look at, say, some of my smaller time frame charts, I can see how Small as in like I was just looking at the daily charts. Now I'm looking at the weekly. I was looking at the daily charts. Now I'm looking at the hourly charts. If I notice look at this here, right? Notice how we actually had a break above this high up here. So we had a break. We had a strong move up. Okay, we had a very strong move up. Nice pullback, and now look what's happened through here. We had a strong move up from here to here, right? Wham bam, thank you, man. And then we had a movement like that on the upside, right? So the thing that I'm noticing through here is that this is actually, let's see how it's actually, we're not getting any strength through here, right? And this is actually a very sort of interesting thing through here. Notice how we actually, look at this here, strong. Well, look at it. Look, these are hourly bars. Let's see how they're just slowly going up. It's creating a different angle from there to there, to there. So that's actually creating a bit of a sign of possibly a lot of weakness coming into the markets. And this whole movement through here could indeed just be a slow move up, which it does look like that's what's going to be. And it being a false breakout before we actually have a move down and possibly move back down towards those levels through there. So if I go to my 15-minute charts now and I look what's going on here, I can actually see, look at this through here. We had this move up from there to there. We came down, found support. This resistance through here is now what? Support. So now we had a move up. Question mark, what comes next? Because if next out of this 15-minute chart is something like that on the 15-minute chart, then what is that telling you? We now have a high and a lower high. And remember, this whole thing through here is what? One big, massive false breakout. Again, guys, I'm talking about the 15-minute chart. So this could last one day and we could get 1 or 2 days like that, and then it goes back up again, all right? So if you come back again 2 weeks from now and say, John, 3 weeks ago you said the market was going to go down. 3 weeks ago, where have you been? Do you know how many people have come on my YouTube videos, especially when I was really bullish about a few weeks ago, right? And I was bullish on the markets. And some people said, John, in December, you're really bearish. What happened? It's called flowing with the markets. You can't be just like one way all the time, right? As a trader, we go through bull markets, bear markets, upward trends, down, especially if you're trading a 15-minute chart, you need to be changing, or you need to be going with the market. Right now, the market could be heading down, and then 2 days later, it starts to change the tune and starts to head back up again. It's like, it doesn't matter. You need to flow with the market. So if we do get something like this, right, then we could get a downward move down towards that level through there on the Dow Jones. Let's go have a look at the good old Nasdaq. Now, this is the one that is definitely the one that I'm seeing is possibly has this is the one that's got the biggest pullback coming, I believe, out of this level, out of this market through here. And the reason why I say that is because this is the one that's actually had the biggest moves up, right? The biggest bubble stocks right now is in the tech sector. And I just got on my phone alert, right? I think it was from investing.com, right? Because I got investing.com app on my phone. And I just got on my phone today, waking up this morning at a good old 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And when I actually got the alert on my phone, it said, the FANG stocks are just sizzling. FANG stocks are sizzling with potential. And I'm like, time to buy puts. And for you guys that have been around for the market, so you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The newbies that have been around the markets just for a few years, you're probably saying, what are you talking about, John? Surely they know. They've got the algorithms and they've got the spreadsheets and the AIs and right, all that sort of stuff. One thing I do know, guys. One thing I do know, traders, is that by looking at and utilizing the markets here, as a trader, guys, we only can go based off what the charts. Because if anything has taught you something, Is that correct? Is that correct grammatically? Is that grammatically correct? If the market has taught you something through here, I was really bullish on the Nasdaq, right? And I had people say, John, you don't understand, the market's going to go down. You need to learn, blah 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 blah. All right, all this sort of stuff. Okay, so you need to learn. All right, so the market's going to go down. That's what I was getting. That's what I was seeing in the chat box below. And there are all the reasons why they were saying the market was going to go down was because of all these fundamental reasons. But I was saying to him, doesn't mean just, yes, the fundamental reasons, interest rates, GDP, inflation, all that sort of stuff, okay? Yes, banking crisis, blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't mean the market cannot go up for a few weeks and then maybe go back down, right? So as a trader, we must flow with what the market is telling us. Now, what the market is telling us today and right now is that we have had an astronomical, if I squeeze my charts up and more, you can see just an astronomical move up, especially the Nasdaq 100, right? Nasdaq 100, especially the Nasdaq 100, right? The Nasdaq 100 has, look at this here, just towering up, almost at a level of strong resistance through there. So if we look at this level through here, you can see how look how far away we are from the moving average, right? And you can see we only get a certain distance away from the moving average before what? Before we actually come back to it. And so this is what you should be using for oversold levels, not stochastics, right? I'm seeing some people using the stochastics on the weekly charts. I was like, are you serious? You're using stochastics on a weekly chart, but you're probably going to get in and out in one day? It's like, oh man. My question to you guys is this, right? Some of you guys are trading the way you're trading right now. And if your trading sucks right now and you're using a lot of indicators, well, that is your big problem. It's because you're using a lot of indicators. I don't use indicators. I have one moving average on the chart. And in fact, guys, I could take the moving average off and not use the moving average and use a blank chart, because most of the time I'm not even using the moving average when I'm getting into a trade. It's just based off the charts. I'm trading with the trend, I'm trading after a pullback, and I'm looking for a bar that says we're now likely to make a move in that direction. That's for you guys. I'm looking at the stochastics and the MACDs and the weekly stochastics. It's like, come on, guys. You don't have to overcomplicate this, right? It's not that difficult. It's not that complicated. Wait for a good trend. Higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower highs. Wait for a good pullback, right? You get a good pullback, yeah, and then wait for a good breakaway bar that says we're now likely to move in that direction, and then have a good management strategy to let your profits run, cut your losses short, so to speak. That's all it is, guys, right? It really is all that when it comes down to your trading, right? Because so many guys, and I've been trading markets now for almost 20 years myself, and it's taken me a long time to figure this out, that we don't need the stochastics and the RSI it's not that we think we need something special. Let me ask you a question here, right? When using indicators here. Now, when using indicators, do you think JP Morgan is saying, well, the stochastic is giving us a divergence, so let's actually buy it right now? Do you think they're really doing that? Do you think what do you think all these indicators are made for, right? Retail traders. What do you think the big boys are doing, right? The big boys are doing what? They're really just focusing on the big boys are doing and feeling what the market is actually doing, right? Now, what does that mean? That means if the market is stepping higher, we're in an upward trend, that means the big boys are feeling, and what they're feeling and thinking is that we like this, we're going to buy it up for a bit, then we're going to start selling it off for a bit, then we're going to buy it back up a bit, right? So that's the foot. If you want to know what the big boys are thinking and feeling, it's not the stochastics. It's not, well, the MACD and so on and so forth. Now, guys, it's okay, right? It's okay. And I'm trying to tell you guys, like, you know, if you are succeeding massively, really well, using that approach, which again, I used to trade like that. I used to trade like this, guys, right? In the markets, I used to trade like this, and it just didn't do me any good, right? Yes, because like traders, here's the thing, right? Back here with the Nasdaq, if you guys are watching me a few months ago, you would know I was screaming bullish the Nasdaq. And people were saying, John, you don't understand. There's divergence on the stochastics. There's negative divergence on the RSIs. There's divergence on the MACD. Oh my goodness, John, you don't understand. The last time this happened was 2021, and people will short the market right now. Look at all these divergences of the reason why the market's going to go down. But the one thing you're not focusing on is what is the market doing at that time. So if we go back to our charts at that time, what was the market doing at that time? Oh, the market was making a low, a higher low, and then it just made a higher low and it broke up, and then away we go. So you're focusing on 2, 3, 4, 5 things that just don't really make the biggest difference in your trading. And the one thing you should be focusing on is what is the trend at that time, and you're not focusing on that thing. You see where your trading may be going wrong here, right? Now again, if you're kicking ass, you're rocking out, you're making 7 figures a year trading that way, guys, then keep going. But I guarantee if you're using a lot of indicators, your trading absolutely sucks because you're confused, you don't have a system, you're just getting in when you don't really have a proper plan of approach, and you're not getting ahead. Let's actually simplify the process. Again, guys, that second link in the description there, when you click on that, you're gonna get free membership access to that. The very first video you're going to get is actually my trading strategy. And you'll realize that my trading strategy only has four different things. And the only indicator I use on that one there is the moving average, right? Which is a 52-day moving average. But everything else comes from the charts. And if you utilize my trading setup and you look for the perfect trading setup, that's the hard bit for you guys, is waiting for the setup, right? Because you guys want to trade every day. I don't trade every day, right? When you look for the perfect setup, most of the time you're going to generate a profit, right? So when looking at the Nasdaq and when looking at the charts through here, we can actually see what's actually going on through here. Okay, we're definitely getting pretty far away and extended from the moving average through here. We have had an extraordinary quality move on the upside when it comes to the Nasdaq. And so a lot of the tech stocks right now, guys, So if I just let me bring up my good old trading view, right? My good old trading view. And if I bring up my good old trading view, you can see like what I'm talking about here, okay? And so just remember, traders, how does the market work, right? If the market goes in, market moves up, market moves down, market moves up, right? The market doesn't just do that. No. If it does do that, guess what's coming? That. Because now when we get something like this, what is this? This is now bubble territory, right? It's bubble territory. So there's a differences from a good, strong bull market, right? A good, strong bull market, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, and seeing something just go without any pullback. Bitcoin. It's like I unsubscribed, John. So we had a very big move up, right? So if we look at things like, and let me just take the moving average off the screen. Let me keep it really simple here, right? Really simple here. What's Apple doing? Oh, look how much we've gone up with no pullback. We had a little pullback here, and the rest has been up. So from December last year, from there to there, from that low to there, right? We have had a 49% move. A 49% move in that time with Apple. So what does that mean? That means now we're probably now getting ready for what? For a pullback, right? Not a crash, a pullback. And that's why I've been calling for a pullback for quite some time now, guys. Quite some time. For the last week, I was bullish a few weeks ago. Now in the tech sector, especially, the tech sector, I'm seeing a pullback coming. Why? Because it's just how the markets work. It's not that complicated. I don't need to use indicators. I don't need to use stochastics. I don't need to use RSI. Heck, I don't even need to use the moving average to understand that if we go up for quite a bit of time, I can't pick the exact high, but I know there's going to be a pullback soon. And whether the pullback is just like that and a higher low and away we go, or whether we get a really big drop, I don't know. But when the market's like elastic band, it stretches, then we get the pullback coming, right? If we go have a look at things like Microsoft, the same sort of thing, guys. See how it's actually not that complicated, right? It really is not that complicated. And what I mean by that is, once again, look at this here. Look at all that move up. What is coming next? Now we may get a little pullback here and then another push to the upside, but what's coming next over the next, say, week or two, or over the next couple of months? What's probably likely to happen? We're probably likely to see what? Right, a bit of a pullback, aren't we? So because we've had such a big move to the upside, I'm saying a pullback is coming only because it's just how markets work, right? When we get big movements to the upside, we at least get especially when we get this type of movement, we at least get a nice healthy pullback. And if this is a really good bull trend, then yes, we can actually possibly look for some trend lines through here, maybe a trend line through there, and may even just pull back to maybe somewhere through there, right? Because you got the support level through there, the support level. It may only pull back to there, but we're going to get some form of a pullback in the markets, right? So we may see a 10 or 15% drop in the tech sector. Why? Because that's just a healthy correction. That's a healthy correction in the markets there. Let's go look at Adobe. Adobe's been really, really, really vertical. Look how vertical that's been. We're right at that level of resistance. A big gap up there on Adobe. So not much going on through there. If we go look at Meta, let's look at Meta once again. Look at Meta, like bubble stock, right? Now I say bubble stock only because look how much it's gone up. Now, yes, we can go up just a little bit more, but what's coming over the next couple of months, right? It's actually not that complicated, right? What is coming over the next couple of months? Look at this here. It is written all over it. Look how far we're going. Now, yes, we can go for another little push to the upside, but there's two scenarios here. One, we get the healthy pullback, we create the high low, and away we go, right? So that healthy pullback would be, let's use the good old Fibonacci tool, right? A nice little healthy pullback, and it may just only be to the 32 level. Let's actually see if I can put on the 32 there, right? So it may only be to the 32% retracement level. But when looking at that from a percentage point of view, from the high to that point, that's a 20% drop. If it goes down to 50% level, that's a 30% drop in the Meta stock. Oh my goodness, 30% drop? Well, guys, we can see it coming, right? This is so obvious. The market is screaming. These bubble stocks are going to get crushed. And for people, and a lot of the amateurs are actually buying right now. If you watched my video last week when I actually talked about, or yesterday, should I say, like so many traders right now, and I'll get to that in just a minute, but that's another one now. And this one, look at this one here. Like, tell me that's not a bubble stock, right? Now remember, guys, how does the market work? If we do go vertical, what inevitably happens? We end up getting what? A big strong pullback. So the market pulls back, and whenever we see opportunities like this, guys, it's an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity. I'm not going to tell you what opportunity it is. I'm taking advantage of this opportunity right now. I'm not telling you what I'm doing. I'm not telling you what I've done, right? I tell my private clients what I've done. And if you are interested in becoming a private client, guys, then that first link in the description there, click on that. I'm going to be taking that away. I'm actually giving you 30 days, a 30-day risk-free trial to my actual top coaching program. So that first link in the description there, guys, if you do want my coaching, then you can get access to that. I'm going to be taking that away actually today, guys. So make sure you get access to that. But do you see what I'm saying here, guys? We need to keep it really simple. See what I'm doing here? I'm not using any indicators at all. No indicators. What am I using? Simple chart and how markets work, right? So many of you guys are looking at all these different indicators on why the market was going to drop a few weeks ago. All these divergences, and I had so many people say, John, divergences, and this is going to crash because look at the negative divergences and the GDP report and inflation and blah, 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 blah. But the market was in an upward trend. It's just stepping higher. So the one main thing, which rule number one is what's the trend? Rule number two is trade with the trend, right? Well, actually, no. Rule number one, what's the trend? Rule number two, wait for a pullback. Rule number three, try to get in as it's actually starting to pick back up again. Anyway, It's actually not that complicated, right? When you really think about it, guys, it's actually not that complicated. Now, when we actually dig a lot deeper into this here, right? When we actually dig a lot deeper into this whole analysis here, we start to see how simple this actually can be by understanding markets. And what is that? That is that markets go through stair-stepping phases. They don't ever just go straight up. They go straight up and then they get pullback. But what happens if they do go like that, but instead of getting a pullback, they just keep going and going and going and going? Well, what's happening there? Oh, that's now way overstretched. And now look what's going to happen. It's just so obvious, right? Look at any chart that's had a massive vertical spike and you tell me what's happened a few months later. What has happened? It comes down, right? So it's so obvious to see what's happening through these big bubble stocks. And instead of what my investing.com app said, there's so much potential in the tech sector. Yeah, there is. But the other side, why? Because once again, traders, and traders, the reason why I'm talking to you and I'm explaining this stuff to you, because I'm trying to explain to you the most important things we need to understand, which is really rule number one is what is actually the trend on the chart. Forget anything else. Forget the divergence on the indicators. Forget the fundamentals, the GDP report and all that sort of stuff. Forget all that sort of stuff. And the more we just focus on what the market's doing to this day, the more we focus on what the market is doing right now, right? So if I go back to the actual tech sector, when I was going back to through the actual tech sector, I was seeing when I was doing videos through here, live streams, I'm saying, guys, but the trend is up. Yes, you may be right. This may be the top, but I wouldn't be trying to pick the top right now because the trend is up and we're going sideways. And I had so much flack for it because they were looking at 3,000 different things, but they weren't focusing on the one most important thing was, okay, well, the market's up, and then we actually continued up from here. So see what I'm saying there, traders? So that's actually a really, 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 really big thing, is that as traders, we just need to listen to the markets. And so right now, guys, we are so overstretched in some of these stocks. These big bubble stocks right now, clear signs that a real big, strong correction is literally on its way. And I would not want to be fighting these markets. Now, guys, that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. Why? Because in every crisis, there's an opportunity to probably buy stocks. And when every euphoria, bubble opportunities, there's also, or bubble situations, there is opportunities, right? So in every crisis, there's an opportunity to go long, right? COVID situation, so on and so forth, right? And every euphoria stage, there's also an opportunity to potentially short it and then capture the move down. Now, guys, I'm not telling you what to do. All I'm saying, guys, is that this is what's likely to happen. And if you are doing anything right now, guys, just remember that this could take a few months to unfold. Some of you guys are saying what I'm saying right now. I'm buying options, and I guarantee you're buying like 30 days worth of options. And you may be right, you may be wrong, but guys, this may take a good 2-3 months to unfold, and we may not do nothing for a few weeks and then maybe start to go down, right? So just keep that in mind, guys, that this is an overall picture on what the tech sector is doing, and that's what we should be focusing on there when it comes to when it comes to these markets through here. Makes sense? So just keep that in mind, guys. All right. Guys, and so there's opportunities out there right now. So if I look at, say, for example, say such things like Microsoft, and I look at the hourly charts, we're starting to potentially roll over here, especially on these hourly charts. So there could be opportunities, guys. There's opportunities all throughout here. I'm not going to completely just give you everything here, right? Because I'm giving you the foundations, and then I'm utilizing it up to you. But just remember, guys, that every time I do trade, I'm trading with the same thing. Right, I'm trading with the same thing, the same type of setups, and their same approaches in these markets, right? So just make sure that you are trading that same approach in the markets through there. There's plenty of opportunities, guys, to take advantage of what's happening here on an intraday basis and on a daily chart. I'm not telling you what to do, guys, and I'm not saying that this is definitely going to happen, because heck, we could actually have another leg to the upside for some reason, and this bubble can continue on, right? That's obviously the other side to what I'm actually talking about here. So let's go have a look at the mining sector. All right, let's have a look at some of the mining sector through here. So let's go look at the GDXJ, and then let me take all the moving average off the charts, and let's go down to the weekly charts, and let's actually look through here. So right now, guys, what's happening on the GDXJ is that we are still in a nice, beautiful upward trend, right? So beautiful upward trend. We have this low point through here, this higher low, and we still could be making another higher low through here. We're just holding here. See how we're just holding base through here? So we're really holding really strongly through here on the GDXJ. We're holding through here. Now, that's the daily charts. The one thing I want to see, actually revert back to something else. If indeed this GDXJ chart does do this, and then we start to do something like that, right, movement to the upside like that, then that could produce an explosion. It could produce a bubble, right? An opportunity to short it. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. So, there's probably going to be a good shorting opportunity coming real soon, guys, over the next few years, especially in silver and gold, because I believe we're going to see really big movements there, right? So we've seen this. We have this low point through here, and we have this higher low through here, right? So if indeed we do get something like this over the next few weeks, and we get a breakout, that's a breakout of this big long downward movement through here. So there could be a really strong move. That's on the big picture weekly chart. It's probably going to take another few months for that to happen. Now let's go down to the daily charts, and the big thing I'm focusing here on the daily charts is, as we said before, right, this whole thing could be a major higher low. What would give me confidence to say that that's now a higher low? It would be a holding here, one, right? But secondly, it would be a breaking above this level through here on this. See how this resistance, this whole support level has now become resistance? If indeed the mining stocks do start to get something like this, right, something like that, if indeed the mining stocks do get something like that, then we're probably likely to start to see that next leg up. Because what is this? This is a move up, move down, a move up, a move down, and then possibly a big move up on that weekly chart, right? So that's the big thing I'm watching for. It's just that area through there that I'm watching for on the GDX through there. Sorry, GDXJ. On the GDX, let's go look at the GDX. And the GDX, the same sort of thing, right? Same sort of situation through here. Look what's happening. We have this low point through here. We have this higher low. And now we have this higher low, right? So with these higher lows all the way up, coming into this level through here. So what I'm seeing is that this could be now another higher low before away we go. Now, we go back down to what I was saying before, was about what's going to give me the confidence that this is going to be another higher low. Now, traders, do you see what I'm doing through here? What am I doing here? I'm just utilizing what? What is the market telling me? Not indicators, not derivatives, not all this sort of stuff. I'm just saying, what is the market actually telling me? And then I need to go with that. If this is going to be a higher low, right, we would need to see really a real big strong break above that sort of level through there. We would need actually a small little higher low here, right? So if we do have this low point through here and we have this low point through there, and then we start to get something like this, right, something like that, then that would tell me that, guess what? A big move up on the weekly chart, big higher low, and a big higher low before away we go in the markets, right? So that's what I'm seeing through there when I'm actually focusing on the GDXJ from there. Let's go look at the silver mining stocks. And the silver mining stocks, guys, let's look at the weekly chart. The silver mining stocks have basically come back down to this level of support through here, which the silver mining stocks are not looking good at all. because that's the support level. Let's see if I can go back here for a bit. Trying to get this overall. I'm trying to get where the most touches are. Not the ultimate levels, but the most touches of this arrow, probably through there. So looking at the mining sector, right, on the SIL, what do we see through here? We actually see that we're actually getting a bit of a sideways movement from here. Let's actually go down to the moving average. I'm using the moving average just to see what's happening with that. Yeah, so if we get a bit more sideways movement out of the silver stocks and break down, then we could be having a move back down towards those lows through there, around the $22, $24 level, around that level through there. I do see in the markets through there. So really interesting stuff what I'm seeing through there, guys, on the SIL. But the silver mining stock size are absolutely just looking really bad from there. Let's go have a look actually at silver itself and see what's going on there from a silver perspective. Good old silver perspective for the week. So we can see here on silver, we've actually got this real big sort of weekly triangle triangle breakout, right? And we can see here that we actually had this massive long-term resistance is now becoming support. Very strong. And we're getting low, higher low, and now we're getting what? Higher low in the markets there. So we're getting a lot of higher lows here in these markets. So we could be getting ready for what? A continuation of these levels all through here. Low, higher low, and now another higher low from there, right? And now we could be getting ready for something like that coming out of the markets. So very strong there on the weekly charts. On the daily charts, once again, you can see how it came down, found support, and now we're picking back up again. So really strong levels on. And we actually had a good old, look at that there, 50% retracement, right? A 50% retracement is actually if it retraces 50% and bounces, that's a strong sign. Now, if it doesn't, and we come down to 60%, and we even come down like a lot more than 60%, then we don't have a strong trend. So a strong trend generally means a move up, and if that's the 50% level, it comes down to less than or even around that level, and then it picks back up. This is now what's called a strong trend. So remember I said before about highs and lows? Now I'm getting into the next level of, is it strong trend or not? And how you know that is we generally get a 50% retracement. Look at this, absolute smack on 50%. And then we actually start to see the movement coming back from that point through there. Move over now through to gold, guys, to finish off your update. Actually, no, I still got a few other ones I want to go through. Anyway, so gold right now, guys, is continuing to hold here real strong. Again, we're definitely holding at this level through here once again. Let me take that off the screen there, right? I don't need to worry about that too much. The most important part is what? Is what the market's saying right now and not my trend lines. What the market is saying right now, we have a low, we have a higher low, and this is now could be, actually likely to be, another higher low. Now, this is where it actually gets pretty cool, right? It's just because I'm just looking at this level 3. If we go to the daily charts, we're actually coming down now and going sideways, right? Going down, down, sideways. So if indeed we do get some sort of strong bar breaking up through there, let's go to the hourly charts, or possibly the hourly charts. If indeed we start to get a very strong bar on, say, the hourly charts from here, or even just a big strong move up like that, then guess what's coming? We're probably likely to see another big strong move coming out of the mining sector, right? But we would need to see a really big strong up bar for that. We probably, if we did get that, we'd probably get a little retracement back first like that, and then away we go from there. When we're looking at that through the through gold through there. So the mining sector, gold and silver are still looking pretty strong itself. The gold mining stocks are still looking pretty strong themselves, but the silver mining stocks, they're looking really weak. And the last but least, guys, is the good old Bitcoin, right? The good old Bitcoin. Why is it bitter? Remember I said before, guys, about bubble stocks? Look at this here. whenever we have at least look at this back here, right? Look at that there. Look at that big vertical move up. And look what happened. We at least got a 50% pullback. Look at that big move up, and then what? A pullback. Big move up, and then guess what happened? We get the pullback, right? So it's just how markets work from that point through there. So we can actually see what's going on right now with the good old Bitcoin, and we can see that we're actually getting a bit of a pullback through here. So we're actually still in a bit of a short-term upward trend through here, guys. Short-term upward trend. We've got a low point, we've got a high low, and now we've got a bit of a potential high low through here. So if we have a look at the good old Bitcoin, right, the good old Bitcoin through here, if we get something like that going on, right, something like that, then we should see Bitcoin get back up to around about that 36,000 level. 36,000, possibly, yeah, that'll be that 36,000, possibly even up to 40,000 on Bitcoin if we did get the break up. Now, here's the thing, guys. Big lesson I really want to share with you here. All right, just because we have this, and some of you guys may be seeing this as a bit of a bull flag, right? It's like, oh, John, but it's a bull flag. Right, because we had the move up from there to there, or possibly from there to there, say that from there to there, right? And now we're getting the bull flag. And I actually did this for my private clients recently, and I was sharing them with that. Like, now there's a bull flag here, right? And this is actually a big thing. Now, what does that bull flag mean? That bull flag, well, most people would say what it means is that most people would say, well, it's likely to go up, right? It's likely to go up. And let me actually share this with you here. I shared this with my private clients. Again, if you want to get access to the private clients, that first link in the description there, you can get 30-day risk-free trial to try all the coaching program out. But this is actually a post here that I put up on for my members literally just 22 hours ago from here, right? So education on understanding the markets post. A lot of old school textbooks and education, and a lot of traders still to this day trade and think that when we see a bull flag, left chart, see this left chart here, the market will go up. This is wrong thinking, because just like the attached chart and the chart to the right, see this chart to the right? That you can see that sometimes we'll get a big breakdown bar from here, big breakdown bar of the flag, and then the market drops to the entire flag pole, right? So this is the flag pole here. If we get a drop to the downside, then we actually could be seeing a move to the downside through here. So when you see a flag set up like this, remember that we need to see a strong breakout bar first, right? So that's my good old grammar there. But we're seeing this from this perspective through here, right? So let's actually bring this from here to here, right? From that there to that there, we can see that's the point through there, and then we've had this flag through here, right? So bull flag, here we go. Not quite. Firstly, yes, we do have a big strong level of resistance through here, right? Big strong level of resistance through here. But remember the post I just put up there through there, right? Is that if indeed Bitcoin does this, if Bitcoin does this out of this flag, what does that mean? That means now we're probably likely to get down to here, and we're likely to be rolling over and then down, right? And then we're likely to head back down towards those levels through there. So never, if you're looking at Bitcoin as a bit of a bull flag, or if you're looking at any bull flag, do not be preempting by saying, oh, it's a bull flag, it's going to go up, so I'm going to buy, I'm going to get in early now before it goes up, because a lot of the times it can go down, just like I shared with you with my private clients, and not only can it go down, but it can completely retrace the entire bull flag pole.